Welcome back to Packernet. JJ Lahey, Ryan Schlipp, and Jake Schyvinck. And there's a new sheriff in town, or at least there will be in about 1 year. As listen, the three of us, big Mark Murphy fans. I think he's a criminally underappreciated CEO and president for the Packers. But Packers' mandatory retirement age is coming up, and so Mark gets to go off and sit on a beach somewhere and enjoy feeling good about all his career accomplishments and how much he has improved the Green Bay Packers since taking over. And Ed Policy taking over. This should surprise not more than like one or two people in the entire state of Wisconsin that Ed Policy got the job. But even though this is exactly who we expected was going to take over, so much so that our esteemed live stream show here on the Packernet Podcast Network, bought low on Mr. Ed Policy. We have bought so much Ed Policy stock, you wouldn't believe it. But there's still stuff to talk about. Let's talk about the ramifications here and what do we think as far as best and worst case scenarios and what we're hoping this new era is. It is really interesting how much is kind of all happening at once. The end of the Aaron Rodgers era and the Mark Murphy era. Hopefully, Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst can be a really nice bridge. That they were both around for quite a few years here before, this landscape change. Hopefully, they'll still both be here for many more years. But Jake, want to hear from you first. Thoughts on this bright new future here? It's policy season, baby.
I mean, Ed Policy was our NVIDIA, okay, on this show. I just want to make that very clear to the listeners and the watchers. JJ's been running the Ed Policy bit at the end of every show. So just want to make sure that everybody knows that we are first. And today, as Ed Policy Day, I guess we're just going to call it that. I don't see why not. Let's start that train as well.
I love that.
But it's exciting. It's always interesting to see how the change will come about. I'm best case scenario, the Green Bay area becomes, a hub eventually where people go, oh yeah, that makes sense that they host a draft and not overreact to them hosting a draft, right? Like I think that's best case scenario with championships, of course, on the table as well. But I do think it's nice that he's being handed the kind of the keys to a much bigger car that other people can drive, but at a time where there feels like some stability, right? He's not being handed the keys in 2021 when it was the whole is Rodgers playing, is Rodgers not playing type of thing, right? He's not inheriting that. This is, for all accounts, a stable situation. And it'll be very exciting. Hopefully they do a couple torch passings once the draft kind of ends, right? You can kind of do a ceremonial one as well once the draft wraps up. But this is exciting, no doubt.
Ed Policy Day is it's a grilling holiday. It's like Memorial Day, 4th of July, Ed Policy Day. It's big. We go hard.
So because of that, are we going to keep it on the last Monday Monday of June?
Are we doing the 24th?
Yeah, because if it's the 24th, then
on the last
midweek
Mondays,
holiday,
you always have a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
No,
totally fine with that. Just making it a Monday.
Yep,
for sure. Instead of just the 24th. Very in. Let Wisconsin know. Oh, but
one problem
I guess JJ and I
is getting our states to adopt Ed Policy Day since we are not currently living in the great state of Wisconsin.
Well, doesn't Jordan Love just kind of have to add Ed Policy to like the owners of the Bears in Illinois? Like I think we can kind of get that on board, perhaps. So
I don't doubt that at all. Too old for this.
That's probably we got to find
too old for
tweets.
this. Says I already saw some fans hating him when they had never heard of him. Some fans are ridiculous. So I guess like you said on this show, and obviously if you've been watching, we've been talking Ed Policy forever. It was been a done deal since forever. I guess I never really gauged people's feelings on it. It seems like a lot of people are really nervous. Like I've got a lot of messages about, do you think we should have looked for an outside hire? Like, is this like a good idea? Do you think that they did their due diligence? Just it seems like they're really nervous about this guy. I mean, first of all, did they look outside? Yes. 2 ways that they looked outside. There were 90 candidates. So there were a lot of outside guys.
Wow,
Number two, he was an outside hire in 2012. They picked this guy in 2012 to be the guy and have been working him toward this ever since. 12 years, I think, or however long it's been. 12 years. They've been working on this guy. And he's actually been groomed since birth. His dad was a president of the 49ers and I think the Cleveland Browns. And I think he has 5 Super Bowls under his name. So this guy was built for this job. He's been, brought up in the Packer tradition, but obviously has a lot of experience outside of that. He's been doing all kinds of Packer stuff forever. Pretty much every big project like Titletown, he's been the one running that. He's ready. He's gonna. My biggest fear, honestly, most people are worried about, like, is he gonna be too Packersy and not
Innovate
in the know of like what other people are doing. I'm more worried that he's not going to follow in line. That's all I want. Like, just keep this train rolling.
Right.
It's been going so well for so many years. Not saying you can't tweak a couple things here and there as things evolve, but let's just keep this train rolling, man. Just put that thing in neutral and just let it coast. That's all I want out of you.
I've always liked that Mark Murphy is a football guy. That is something
Yes.
I do appreciate about him. And I saw some headlines going around earlier today talking about this gentleman here, Mr. Jason Wright, who I believe is with the Washington Commanders right now, and he's been he was being floated apparently as one of the finalists for this job alongside Ed Policy. And the thing that people were pointing out is that he would have been the first black NFL owner in history, is what they're saying. And I just got to correct this erroneous reporting because, yes, I know that the great state of Wisconsin is largely white. There's a lot of white folks there, and they're all, doing their thing. But I know for a fact A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, who bought Packers stock and are Packers owners, are not white.
That's right.
So
That's right.
just got to set that record straight. Erroneous reporting.
We got
sloppy.
thousands of minority owners in this great organization, so I don't know what people are talking about.
There are dozens of us at least.
There's at least like a half dozen.
Oh man.
Or Mrs. Outside Hire. Yes. Oh, I love it.
I mean, I feel like he would be a football guy because, assuming, I guess, we're making the assumption, but because of his dad and what his dad has been doing, right, and did for two franchises, right? So I think you kind of, and again, as we already mentioned, that with all the outside, they interviewed a lot of people for this. Like, if they weren't sure,
and it was the board was unanimous on him too. It wasn't even close.
Yeah. So again, does that mean it's going to go perfectly? No, nothing's perfect. But
he was always the front runner for this job, though, and there was reporting even just a couple of years ago that he was offered some executive position with another team, and the Packers basically told him, like, look, we're grooming you to be the next Mark Murphy.
Yeah.
Stick around here, like it is going to happen. So there's that.
There you go.
Tool for this says Ed sounds like a Niners plant to me. I was nervous about that.
That
we already have one. We had one Niners
game.
plant here. Our
something to watch.
Future Hall of Fame quarterback who went to Cal.
That's true.
He was a Niners
big Niners
plant.
fan. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
We tried to do it to them with Kaepernick, but that didn't really work out.
I know.
Rodgers
Did not go well.
conveniently always made sure to give
So
the
close.
Niners that last little boost that they needed to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Jake, what questions do you have about this Ed policy transition? I have
Nothing.
fun
My only question is when Ed Policy Day is. We just got to make sure we have that hammered out. Like, that's my only question. I don't think I have any other ones other than, like, is Titletown, going to be expanded at all? Are we looking at, other stuff there? Do we have the draft coming back? Can we add it? Can the Green Bay kind of be like a U.S. Open Rhoda, where it's like, all right, yeah, we're the Pebble Beach of NFL drafts. We're coming here. Like if he does that, like oh boy, we are just let him cook. Like
if he can get us to be like the new New York, where that's just what you do. The draft is in Green Bay.
Draft's in Green Bay.
Yeah,
migrate to it.
That's going to be so good. They're like, you know what? That does it. We're canceling all future drafts in other cities. This is the one right here. Party Town, USA.
Fingers crossed. Ed Policy should not have to make any new GM or new head coach decisions for a very long time.
Right.
No.
There's really no reason outside of just, absolute catastrophe that we should be in the need for a new GM, head coach, or quarterback for the next 10 years. I mean, this should be really set in place. So, Lord willing, the creek won't rise. It's going to be a while before we know if he's any good.
I'm kind of with Jake on this too with the whole holiday thing. I mean, if you're hanging out in the comment section, like what are we doing for policy day? We got to figure this out. Like, is it like I don't know, like, are we doing brats? Are we doing ribs? Like, what are we doing, man? Playing some cornhole? Like, what do you do on Ed Policy Day? Do you file your taxes or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Policy. That's the thing. Like, are people getting on board with it? Policy Day? Like, they're like, that doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound fun at all. No.
Let's get State Farm and Allstate in a bidding war to sponsor Policy Day. They can call it the Ed
Policy
Insurance
Day presented by State Farm.
Presented by State Farm.
Oh man. But yeah, I would also like to know. I need to know if you're not going to comment here. At least leave a voicemail on what you think.
Call in
for after
we got to
dark,
talk about
right?
this Policy Day.
I need to know. I need to know if I need to upgrade like the smoker, the grill. We need to figure this out. So
it's called the 4th of July. The past 250 years have been just a warm up for Ed Policy Day. It's the prequel.
That's perfect. Yeah. We're about to enter the good old days.
We've been practicing. Yeah, so like, are we doing fireworks on Ed Policy Day?
Just we gotta green and yellow.
Just start blowing them off in June. Like, what are you doing? Like, bro, it's Policy Day. You kidding me?
Yeah, then there'd be an excuse. There's these people who do this for like who do fireworks for like 7 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like an easy excuse now. They're like, it's the you know how this is. It's a crescendo to Policy Day. Okay,
it's like, June 29th, and it's like, is this a late policy firework or is this an early 4th of July? It's just like we're just doing straight fireworks all the way through.
The best answer to that is yes. It's both. It's both. It's both a post Policy Day and an early July 4th.
I think Policy Day needs to turn into just like a stretch from the 24th all the way through the 4th, and it's just a big party. It's smoking and fireworks and just partying.
Policy Day might give us a really good opportunity. So, on Thanksgiving, I'm sure plenty of people play in like turkey bowls, right? A lot of people do that. I do that. Maybe Policy Day, you have that going on as well. Right, you get your second football game in with the family or the friends for the year. Maybe that's what we're doing. I don't know. And you're grilling out on top of it, right? You don't get that, right? This Thanksgiving's like, no, I'm going to eat afterwards. Like, there's no, unless some people might grill for Thanksgiving, which is awesome. But then you could kind of do it that way, and it's like, oh yeah, we've got this whole shindig going on. We're playing ball. We're gonna put some ribs on, some brats, and make this a big time occasion.
Policy Day's like Hanukkah. It's he just got the days you go through.
Yeah, day one. Yeah, you got to figure out what day one is. This is a meeting. Yeah, this is the day one. This is the opening ceremonies, right, for Ed Policy Week at the.
We light the first candle.
The Olympics. The Olympics. I don't know.
The Olympics.
Like what? I don't. Oh man, there's plenty to talk about with this.
This is gonna save our country. I think this is what's gonna bring us together. Yeah, this is gonna do it.
Everybody's itching to tailgate at this point anyway, right? Like,
yeah.
Give me an argument for why Ed Policy Day should not be the last Monday in June.
Do you want to make it the entire week? Is that the argument against it? I don't know. Do you want to make it? Is the argument against it like a Friday? See, I feel like it has to be a Monday because Friday's kind of like we get as much done as early as possible. It's the end of the weekend. Where Monday just feels like a great time to just another day off. Let's get another Monday here. I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know if there is an argument for non-Monday.
We found out who Trump's running mate's going to be. It's Ed Policy.
It's Ed Policy.
Wisconsin's going red, I guess. Oh man.
That would do it. That would tip the scales right there.
That would. But then, Michigan is blue then. There's
no
yeah.
doubt
about it.
Yep.
So
You're going to lose Michigan and Minnesota
there.
are done.
Yeah. So is it enough?
No.
Right,
I'm jacked. I'm excited. I'm ready to do something. I don't know what to do, but I'm ready.
Yeah.
I made the announcement. I put the picture up. I tagged the Green Bay Packers in it.
Yes.
It says, by Packers owner decree, henceforth the last Monday in June shall be known as Ed Policy Day. Plan accordingly, show your national pride, and please drink responsibility. Hashtag derailed.
That's
And
fantastic.
I tagged the Green Bay Packers. Oh, I should have tagged Aaron Rodgers too.
Oh, you should have.
Yep.
He'd be like, oh, heck yeah, just, screw Mark Murphy. Ed who? I don't know.
Yeah.
First comment. Who's this Aaron Rodgers 12 fellow saying, now just change the GM? This guy. Okay. I see what's happening here. Yeah. That's what it would. That's what we need to see. So.
Oh, I know what we need. Here, hold on. I can fix this. This is what we need. No, it's
what's happening.
Oh, come on. Freaking hold on a second.
We need some green fireworks.
Not fair.
What?
That's true. Bro, that'd be so dope if you get some green and gold fireworks and like the whole city's firing them off on Ed Policy Day. You just see the sky light up with green and gold.
See, then it'd be easy to be like, I heard a firework turn. Oh, it's green. Okay. That's post policy day fireworks. I got this. Okay. Excellent. Thank you for
Watch
letting
Ed
me
be
know.
super confused on the first Ed Policy Day, but then thereafter it just goes to his head and he's like, dude, the people love me so
people
much.
worship me.
Why is my face everywhere? What's going on?
He's so confused.
Some drone light show made a face of mine. I don't get what's happening.
These poor firework people, they get like 1 week out of the year. I mean, we're just helping the economy here by spreading it. It's going to be like a month of fireworks here. I mean, they need our help.
They do. Because I just feel like every time I'm in Wisconsin about to enter Illinois, I see them, and it's just like, oh man, that's just for one day. Nah, we need it. This is a great time. Now it's kind of like a 2-week affair almost.
Sure.
And
Now we're getting ridiculous.
Oh no!
Rename Titletown to Ed Policy Land.
I think you need to settle for a street name first, right? That's I think the first step.
I feel like Policyland sounds kind of like a theme park, which I'm down for a little bit. Like if you buy out the whole,
by State Farm.
It sounds like a theme park where you learn like the legislative, judicial, and executive process. I don't know if that sounds like the most fun place to go. So that's my only concern. I'm just not sure the marketing's going to be there, but I could be talked into it otherwise. I don't know.
I will get season tickets to a place.
It's got that game where you like shoot the little red bullseye, but it's like the red coats,
They got that. Oh man, they got that song about the bill, right? Sitting on Capitol Hill.
Oh yeah,
that's like at the
Just
entrance
the
or something
bill.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, maybe people would like to go like hit
It'd be
the
all right.
Smash the gavel, right?
I'm sure they got a fire. Yeah, exactly. The thing would be like a gavel.
Yeah, you could do that.
Could make it fun.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. You have gavels at the front, right? And you get the stamp on your way in, and it's Ed Policy's face, right? So you get to use that at the front gate.
Yes.
That works. This is coming together.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Got to figure out who to send this information to. Who do I send this video to? Probably Ed Policy, right?
Yeah,
He's the one running stuff now. Yeah.
Yeah. I think as long as it comes across Murphy's desk as well, right? Murphy gets a little taste of like, yeah, this is how it's gonna go.
Murphy Schmurphy. Listen, Murphy was great.
I just want to make sure
we're
that
on to newer, shinier
Dude,
toys.
Maybe he could
got
sign something into law quickly here.
Murphy's got senioritis. He doesn't give a damn anymore. He would sign off on this in a second.
Yeah,
hell
right?
yeah,
This
dude.
is it.
Put a Ferris wheel in the backyard. I don't care.
It's like a holiday grilling, fireworks. Yeah, I think so.
I believe they call Murphy a lame duck president at this point, though. He's not. He can't make any policy. He already made the greatest policy.
Right, he's not making it. He's just signing it, right? He's just it's coming across my desk. Yeah, all right, sure.
I think Green Bay needs to have
it.
Green Bay needs to have a big event on Policy Day, kind of like the NFL draft. 250,000 people make the pilgrimage to Green Bay for Policy Day, and it looks just like this picture. That's the goal right there. We all just make the pilgrimage every year for Policy Day.
What is this? Wisconsin's Mecca now?
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't go, you face north and do your thing. Eat your brat when you face north.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
The turnout for
the UK fans, you just face west. I think.
Yeah, go west,
southwest, maybe a little south, but
the turnout for Ed Policy Day is going to be huge for multiple years in a row, and then we'll have one Packers down year where we only win like 9 games, and.
Now, if you're going to have a down year, you might as well just make sure you're picking first. Get the elite player.
Yep. Well, the draft is in Green Bay anyways, so every year. So if we have a down year, we get to celebrate.
Yeah,
even harder.
Celebrate either way. You get a
even harder.
Picking first. Yeah.
Yeah, and Lil Wayne will be there every year for Ed Policy Day doing his concert.
That's an easy.
I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was like a Bears podcast. Actually, Ryan, you might have played it on your show where they were saying like. A down year for the Packers. They only win 9 games. A down year for us. We have the first pick in the draft.
Yep. Yeah, that was a guy lamenting after we beat the Bears. It was him talking about how he wished, why can't we have a quarterback like that? And then he went on to go say that. Oh, so good, man. I miss those times. I can't wait for that to happen again this year. People are just crying. Why can't we have Jordan Love?
I certainly hope so.
Hey, I want to solicit help from the chat.
Okay.
So I'm building a new office.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be my new recording studio. So I need help figuring out how to decorate this.
Giant Ed Policy poster.
Yeah, we all need to get Ed Policy posters for sure.
There's no debate on that. That is a guarantee.
Should I be a greedy pig capitalist and just slap Ed Policy's face on a T-shirt and start selling them, like I did with Thomas Austin? See if Ed Policy can beat Thomas Austin. That's the real test right there.
Wow, that's a heavyweight fight.
That is.
Gosh. Oh man, Policy Day, Policy versus Austin in the ring. This is what this stage. Yeah, the stage turns into a ring on day 2. And,
yep,
that's
we light the second candle, and then those two fight.
Second candle boxing match. Oh yeah.
I don't know why they beat the hell out of each other.
Boxing, brats, and beer. There it is.
Yes,
that's day 2.
Yes,
there's day 2.
Dude, we're getting it. This is it.
It's making itself. This is
a thing.
Super easy.
I bet we could do it too. We don't need the Packers' permission to go out there and. If we can just get 250,000 people to go up there and party and celebrate, and then start boxing on day 2.
Yeah, that's true. If Green Bay's selling merch and all this stuff, I don't think they'll care.
They're all in,
right?
Ed Policy just goes to work one day like, what the hell is going on out here? What are these people doing?
We need that soundbite from him though. We need that soundbite.
Yeah.
I will pay a lot for that soundbite to use. So there you go.
Oh.
That's
Actually,
money
who I
they
really
want to
hear do that soundbite now that you mention it is Matt LaFleur. I really want to hear. We never got that from Mike McCarthy.
No. See, I feel like Holmgren in the early years with Favre, if he wasn't going to do that exact quote, is anybody going to? Right? When Favre's just, I'll just throw it here. It's
Yeah, right.
just interceptions. if Holmgren wasn't going to do it, right?
That's true.
I guess LaFleur had his chance last year, right?
That phrase has been
October?
retired. I don't think they're allowed to say it.
Maybe. Yeah, that's probably it. They can't say it.
Yeah.
You say it, Ed Policy's going to fire you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you in my office Monday morning.
That's one of
That's
their
the
policies.
no profanity policy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Matt LaFleur is a potty mouth. He would not be able to handle that new policy.
That's true.
All right. If we don't have any more Ed policy jokes to make
I don't know.
here,
We might, but
We'll
you know,
see.
we'll
nobody's
see.
got
We'll see.
ideas for my man cave, my Packer cave.
I mean,
What's up?
I have a lot of ideas. You know.
Let's hear them.
I mean, I think. How much do you want to be seen in the studio? Right, like how much? Are you going to kind of just be tight in on the wall on the studio, or are you going to try and show like a corner of a room? Like, what's the plan? Do you have the plan in place?
Well, I do have, because I'm
Not to
kind of a
hang
nerd.
on it, but
I kind of modeled what the dimensions of the room are going to be.
okay.
So I was kind
Well,
of
if you
thinking,
go-
like, if I'm right here,
That's a shelf on the back there that I can't quite see, right?
but this is just a shelf. I just
Okay.
kind of put it there
Okay.
just for grins.
Wow.
Try and move it.
It blends in really well. Oh, no.
I didn't even see. I don't know what you were talking about at first.
Yeah. It's like,
Like you talking to the side? How can you not see the shelf on the side? What are you talking
Yes.
about?
Oh, man. Yeah.
I
mean,
need I build computers, so I need some sort of workbench for that.
Okay.
In there, but
I assume that's
I-
not going to be on camera, probably, right?
no, I don't want that on camera. I want something cool behind me.
Okay.
Have some Packer merch on the wall, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. This is.
You never go wrong with Lambeau Field on the wall, right?
Yeah.
I'm open to kind of moving anything and everything around,
Okay.
but I feel like if I was doing like a diagonal thing, then that creates a really weird background. That's not as good as just a flat wall.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be.
I mean, I could
Could
go
always
like
just do-
full blown.
Could do like what the YouTubers they all do. You get the shelves, you put your Packer stuff on it, and then you get some like lighting in the little cubicles and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty
that'd
classic.
be
Maybe you
cool.
get like this tall standing lights next to it.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
That'd be cool. Put a little
Some green and gold.
replica Lombardi trophy in one of those.
Sure. Exactly. Yeah.
little cubes.
We need.
Yeah.
You need an Ed Policy signed helmet in one of the shelves. I
That's
think.
true.
I think that's got to be there if we're gonna keep kind of the shelves. At least I think the shelves right now. That thing you kind of took out and put in space.
Threat
has
level
room for
midnight
helmets.
poster.
There you go.
That's not a bad idea. If you have room, a threat level midnight poster would be nice.
Yeah, there you go.
I could Photoshop up some like cool hero poses, kind of like how people will do a series of posters of like Favre, Rodgers, Love, whatever, cool athletes. But I'll just do Packers CEOs. I'll have Bob Harlan, Mark Murphy, and Ed Policy next. They're goofy grins up there.
You think you have the best trio on your wall? You're wrong. I do. That's pretty good.
Just do a Mount Rushmore.
It's funny to me to look in. 'cause we
Yeah,
can
you
see
could
how
get
many-
the busts. You could do your own Hall of Fame and put
yeah.
like the busts of the
Dude, I want a
Packers
bust of
owners.
Mark Murphy so bad. That'd be sick.
That would be. It's all
That'd
bronze.
be
then,
so different. That'd be so.
You know
maybe
what?
you
I could put
3D
Russ
print
Ball
it.
in there too.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Or do you want to put the current regime in there? Is that what you? Is that maybe what we're thinking? You could do that.
Goot Ball and Policy
Rushmore. Yeah,
and Murphy.
Goot is like
could. Yeah.
Goot is far and away my favorite person there. Like that is who I would absolutely want to actually be on there.
Well, it's a thought. We've got some good ideas
Yeah.
on the wall. There are plenty of ideas there. I'm excited to see.
All right,
what comes
I'm
together.
gonna price this out. How
Are we tier lists? Are we doing more tier lists again? I'm in.
I'm down for tier lists.
I don't know what we're doing.
Just throwing random crap out
I
there.
just didn't know.
JJ, build a tier list now. I want to do it.
Looks like for about $350 to $400, I can get a custom bust made on Etsy. So
Oh my gosh.
I just need to
There you
send
go.
them multiple pictures of Goody from different angles.
There you go.
Have him put together a nice bronze bust.
Through his window of his house.
As if he... It's not like he's not out in public and like at a podium all the time. No, I gotta go to talk his house and take a picture.
Here's what he looks like as of 5 o'clock last night.
What you need is a moving camera that starts there. It starts on the Goody bust or the stuff on the wall, and then pans to you, right as soon as like the intro's kind of done.
Oh yeah.
That'd be incredible. It's like we're live,
Legendary.
or just get a cam that you can switch to, the Goody cam, and you can just switch to it with like a little stream deck or something.
That kind of reminds me of that video that was going around where that new Luma AI or whatever it's called that can take a meme and turn it into a video.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And they did like I forget who it was. Some celebrity kind of looking sadly through like a raining window, like Jim Carrey or somebody. I don't remember who it was. And then the camera like pans over to some creepy photographer standing right next to him holding the camera in his face. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
That's
Sounds about
could
right.
do that. Could go that route.
These are all great ideas, guys.
Yeah, these are all good. I like them. I like them a lot.
All right, so let's play this game here. So this, I'm kind of excited about this. I've wanted to do it for a while. I came up with the idea of NFC, AFC sister teams. So this is kind of like a sister city. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
All right. So these are sister teams, NFC, AFC, and I came up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairings, and so I'm gonna give you some hints from most difficult to least difficult. So you guys can try and figure out who the teams are that I'm pairing up with each other, and you can tell me if you think that they are a good pairing or if there's like something way more obvious that I should have thought of. Like, are you kidding me? These teams are nothing like each other, and then these other two are identical. So
the criteria for the pairings are different. It's not like, oh, these histories are the same for all of them, or like there's something about each pair that's kind of connects them differently than the others in some ways.
I really tried for each of these pairings to come up with similarities in multiple categories. Okay. So I wanted to come up with, here's historically how they're similar, culturally how they're similar, maybe their colors or their logos or their mascots have some sort of similarity, and then hopefully they're somewhat similar in our modern season, recent seasons as well. So it certainly is not perfect, but I think that there's several of these pairings that you guys would agree are
the Packers on there.
I can't give you any hints about what teams may or may not be on here. I will say that I could see us doing another round of this at some point in the future if you like this and if it's interesting to people. I think that there are more pairings out there to be found.
I'd like to solve one of the puzzles.
I don't want you to.
I have a pairing in my head that I really like. But
here's what you can do.
Okay.
Can you grab a pencil and paper and write it down and then hold it up at the end? That way you still get credit for being smart.
Okay.
But we're also not undoing hours of my work of researching this and writing down.
That's fair.
Clues.
That's fair. I like that. Okay.
I already know who you're writing down anyways, because it's the first one that I thought of. It's the whole reason we're doing this.
Perfect.
All right, so I'm gonna
a few of them. I've got 2 already at the top.
Okay. All right.
I'm holding these 2 for the end. Can't wait to see if they're right.
I have a couple of these that are like super fleshed out, and several that really don't have much. There's like 3 similarities that I can come up with. But okay. Let's start with this one.
Okay.
Both of these teams have won Super Bowls, but these are ancient history.
Okay.
So they're two teams, and we're calling them sister cities.
The
Sister teams
yeah.
or something, yeah.
Yeah. So for all of these pairings, one is in the NFC and one is in the AFC.
Okay.
There are no NFC pairings, no AFC pairings in the whole thing.
I gotta look at a list of teams here.
Which made it a little bit harder because a lot of the AFC teams have not been around as long.
Yeah.
So finding good comparisons was not as easy.
Bears Jets.
Dang it. It
that
is
it?
Bears Jets.
Oh,
It is.
go.
All right, here's the other
I wrote that down.
Here's the other similarities I came up with for Jets Bears. Both will be starting new quarterbacks this year that their fans have sky high expectations of. However, if these quarterbacks are just average, it would be an improvement. So I think that Aaron Rodgers is like maybe a kind of a sneaky answer here because it's not technically his first year, but it is his first year. He didn't play. So
Sure.
I think it counts.
Yeah, essentially did not play.
Bad quarterback play has ruined most of their seasons throughout history, despite usually having good defenses. And finally, the national media seems to give these two teams a pass almost every year for poor decision-making and poor play, seemingly just out of love for the cities.
Yep. Good call.
All right. I got another one here.
Okay.
It's a new pairing. Both teams wear navy blue.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere in their uniform is navy blue. Both have animal logos.
Ooh, I thought I had it.
So did I
That's
until
not
that.
Oh, okay.
Wrong.
I might know. Oh no, like an actual animal in the logo.
It's
Not like
Their
it's an animal,
logo-
but
Their logo is an animal.
okay. All right, then that's not it either.
Seattle, Denver.
Jake, you're banned from this freaking contest.
Let's go, baby.
Too good.
Let's go.
All right, here's my other clues for Broncos Seahawks because you
Can't even
correct.
picture freaking navy blue in those.
Let's go.
All right.
All right. Both teams play in divisions that have been absolutely brutal in recent years. Both teams have tough home field advantages. Seattle and Denver are. Seattle is the loudest stadium in the league, and the Mile High Stadium, you got the altitude. Both teams have won Super Bowls recently, but they have been mid-tier at best in recent years. And finally, one team traded their quarterback to the other.
Nice.
Let's see
right.
here. Jake, I think you need to wait until at least like clue 5 on this one to give Ryan a shot.
Just say it. I don't want to.
Okay.
All right. These two teams, since the 2002 realignment, have a winning percentage of 632 and 620, which is second and third in the NFL.
Oh.
Both teams have won multiple Super Bowls. Both teams have defenses anchored by veteran leaders, but they have young offenses. Both teams have established head coaches. Jake, if you want to weigh in, you can now. Both teams.
You said both teams have won multiple Super Bowls since the realignment?
I just said they have won multiple Super Bowls.
Oh, I was thinking since the realignment.
I thought since realignment because I was
since realignment is just their winning percentages.
Okay. Wait, can we?
They're right next to each other in winning percentages, second and third.
They're right next to each other in winning
in the NFL.
percentage.
What did you say? Oh, I mean, I feel like I know one
young
of them.
offenses.
I can
you
start this
said?
over from the beginning if you want.
Yeah,
that'd be
real
great.
quick.
Because I was like,
Okay.
I got on the multiple Super Bowl since the realignment thing in my brain.
Yeah,
Like,
sorry. All right.
No, you're good. You're okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Since realignment, their winning percentages are second and third in the NFL. In all of history, both teams have won multiple Super Bowls. Currently, both teams are similar in that they have veteran defenses, veteran established head coaches, young quarterbacks, young offensive linemen, and young wide receivers.
Oh.
This is...
Shoot. Young offenses.
Who has young offense? I mean, it's not the Packers. It's
Why is it not the Packers?
I think it is the I think the Packers is the NFC team. I just can't think the AFC team is.
Who's the veteran defensive anchor?
I think it's just mostly
for the Packers.
Veterans on
Jair, Kenny, Preston.
Well, I was thinking like 35-year-old
is it
Julius
Baltimore?
Peppers types guys. I wasn't thinking like young guys that happen to be slightly older than the other young guys. I was just trying
to illustrate that like the veteran presence on these teams is all defensive, not offensive.
Is it Green Bay?
So
New
Packers
England?
then. That was kind of where I was
is
leaning.
One of the teams. Yes.
Is it Green Bay, New England?
Is it New England?
It is not New England. All right, the next clue. Both teams' names
the young QBs
reflect blue-collar industrial workers.
Steelers.
You are correct.
There we go.
Oh,
the final
young
two
QB thing was throwing me off with Pittsburgh. That's why I was like losing it.
Too old for this. Had this forever ago, and
I wrote this down, by the way. This is written. This was the first one written down.
Steelers Packers is a good one. I feel like they've been linked for a while.
That was the first one right there.
You know what? My quarterback clue threw things off a bit because in my head I was thinking about Kenny Pickett, and I forgot that they already made the move on to Russell Wilson. So I think that kind of sabotaged you guys a bit.
They do have Fields technically, so that if he starts, then.
But I said promising quarterbacks, and there's no promise there with
right. That's and I've been through. Yeah, that's a QB kind of threw me because I'm like I was thinking, okay, Lamar, but they're not super young on offense for Baltimore. Yeah,
I think overthinking things is kind of killing me in this game.
The last two ties that I had for Packers Steelers, both of them have yellow as a primary color.
Okay. Yeah.
And they are each the oldest team in their conference.
There you go.
Okay.
I thought that was cool. Let's
Too old for this, just calling it shot.
I see. I had a different team for the Vikings, but the Bills kind of works for some reasons, but we'll see.
This one right here, we got these two teams all time, not just since realignment, all time. They are 24th and 25th in win percentage.
Time. Interesting. Okay.
I have a thought.
Neither team has ever won a Super Bowl.
Vikings, Browns.
I was going to say, wait, is one of those right?
They might. One of them might.
Or are they both right?
They are not both right.
Okay.
Ooh,
I think I know which one's right.
Both teams are currently seen as respected playoff contenders.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought I knew which one was correct.
I know.
It's the other one, I think, now.
Yeah.
Now it's the other one.
Both teams
is it Browns Lions?
A history of legendary former running backs.
Yeah.
Gotta be Browns Lions then.
It is Browns Lions. Jim Brown
yeah.
and Barry Sanders.
Shoot.
Two of the all-time great running backs in all history.
Yeah.
Other clues, both teams have a long-standing history of coach turnover, front office instability, and failure. Both teams won NFL championships prior to the Super Bowl era, and both are located by Lake Erie.
There you go.
Nice. Dang it. I had Vikings Browns written down, so that's why I was like immediately going. I really
I was thinking Browns, and you said Vikings Browns, and I was like, ooh. I hope one of those is right, because then I'm on the right path here.
I thought Vikings was right, and then he said playoff contender. I'm like, well, that's not true. So it's It's not them. Interesting.
All right.
24th and 25th.
So we have 3 more of these left.
Let's go.
2 of them I was not able to flesh out super well, but I felt like they were really good pairings. But I could easily see you guys trying to make the case that there's a better pairing for one of these teams in these upcoming ones. So, here's our first pairing. Both teams have had Hall of Fame quarterbacks in their histories.
Okay.
They are both northern teams, and both of them, their mascots have distinct ties to North American history.
Okay, I think I know one. Who's the NFC
Both
team?
have Hall of Fame? Yeah, who is the NFC team?
Shut up, Jake. Get out of here.
Who is the NFC team now?
Trying to think of everything you said.
I only have 3 clues for this one, so I'm going to drop the final clue here if you can't get it in a second.
Oh, who is it?
Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. Oh. No. No.
Yeah, I know who one of them is for sure. And I think Ryan knows the other.
You know what? That could be. I'm trying to remember what the clues were now. Actually, that is a pretty good pairing, too.
See, I thought that pairing was good, but like I thought he said
I'm
north.
terrified about.
Oh, yeah, Northern, he said.
Yeah, that's what's throwing me.
Hold on.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
So
So
I've only given you 2 clues so far. Both teams have had Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Oh, and then, okay.
And then they are both northern teams with mascots that have distinct ties to North American history.
with mascots. See, I don't think it's Patriots Eagles, but I don't remember if the Eagles have a Hall of Famer at quarterback. I feel like they do not.
Ryan, which 2 teams are you thinking about?
Well, I'm on the Bills for the AFC. I'm stuck on the
Bills
NFC.
is correct. Bills is correct.
It's not Dallas. I don't think it's Philly. Did the Giants have a Hall of Famer?
Dallas is a very southern team.
Right,
No,
that's what I'm saying.
That's why I was like, it can't be Dallas.
It's not the NFC South for obvious reasons.
As soon as I drop this,
How
final
far north
clue,
is San Francisco?
That's a good question there.
I think it's kind of
both these
central.
teams- I'll just say both of these teams.
Seattle?
Are
Did they have? Oh no, that's
indisputably
stupid
north.
Seahawk.
Indisputably.
Indisputably.
Northern.
So is the Giants the other team, or is it Washington?
Vikings?
It is
No,
the Vikings.
you already.
Oh,
Is
the
it?
Vikings do have.
Yes, because the final clue
it
was
was-
that both teams
They have
are
Tarkenton.
0-4.
Yeah, that's it. Fran Tarkenton.
Tarkenton. Yeah.
And Brett Favre.
I guess in Brett Favre,
Good call.
technically.
Yeah, there you go.
That's true.
I thought you
I
guys. would
looked
get
at
that one
Vikings
right
and I
away.
was like,
Too old for this
historical,
already.
yeah, but I couldn't. As
See, when I
quarterback
got
messed me up.
When you said historical, I'm like, I just don't think the Eagles have a Hall of Fame quarterback because Patriots and Eagles feel very American history.
Yeah.
Like, it's too much, maybe too much on the nose. I think I got
All right.
stuck there. But
For our next
okay.
pairing
Those
here,
Vikings.
both
Did Too Old
teams.
for This call that? He did.
Yeah, he did. But before
he?
we
He
did
call it.
Before we even did it.
Yeah,
I
he
did
called
not
it.
draw any attention to it.
Too Old for This did that. Yeah. He wrote one down technically as well. But I got 2 of them though. So
All right, for this final one, both teams have had a Super Bowl winning quarterback known for leadership and clutch performances.
Okay.
They both
I have an
have
idea
had-
of one.
A head coach who is known for distinctive fashion.
Okay.
Cowboys Chiefs.
Dallas and Patriots.
That's it.
Oh, there you go.
That's it. Final clues for Patriots Cowboys was both teams have had a successful, long tenured owner with a large influence over the NFL. Both teams have a star in their logos, and both teams are referred to as America's team.
There you go.
Worst examples of America's team. I think you forgot to put in there.
Here's the last one that I came up with.
Literally, like those two teams labeled America's team, everybody either loves them or despises them. There is no like in between with those two teams at all. That's
Only
why
their
it
fans
bothers
love
me.
them. Everyone else despises them. Yeah.
That's it, right? Like, yeah, they do. They definitely both get that tag, and it's
Yep.
To be fair, you probably either love or despise America.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Is there anyone indifferent to America? Switzerland? Are they indifferent?
I don't think they
To
like
America?
us. That is their whole shtick, but they probably don't like it.
Right, like our shtick works for everybody but you.
Yeah. We don't care about anything except we don't like you very much.
Yeah, that's we've definitely decided there. We'll take a stand on that one.
Take one stand, and that's it.
That's the one.
I've been putting in legwork in recent years trying to get people to call the Packers the people's team.
The people's team. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
I got a couple Cowboys fans
By
in my life,
definition,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
They like to tell me that the Cowboys are America's team, and I just say Packers are the people's team.
I like it.
All right, this final pairing I have is by far the worst.
It's a
But when we
Trying
get
to
to
think
the
who's
final
last.
clue, I mean, it's there's one huge reason why they're sister teams, and I also couldn't think of anybody else to pair these two with. All-time win percentage, they are tied right
Mhm.
now
oh,
at 12th with 526.
I've got them.
You've got to get out of here. How do you have it? That's not even a
I
clue.
have
That tells me nothing.
All time?
Is
All
he
time?
looking up the win percentage right now? That's
Tied
probably
for
what he's doing.
12th? How would you know that?
I'm
off the
not,
top
but
of your
I just-
head?
I got this feeling.
Oh, I know. Tied for 12th for sure. I got that, bro.
All time.
I know 12th all time.
Right? All time, right?
Both of these
I think-
teams.
The most mediocre teams got it.
That's what I mean. Like it's like legitimately a team like, who's 9-8, 8-8. Like I have the team. I have one of the teams in my head. Like I know that this team's 8-8 a ton.
All right.
But we'll see.
Have a thought.
We'll see.
I gotta tell you, putting together some of these stat clues was terrifying because I would have to like triple check out on multiple sources because I was just like, I just know if I say like both teams have a quarterback in the Hall of Fame or something, I'd find out that like I had misread and Jim Kelly was only in the Buffalo Bills Hall of Fame.
Right.
That.
That's fair.
Okay, so but I'm
I have
pretty darn
I have a
certain
thought.
that this one is
Someone
true.
is at the back
Both
door.
teams have won multiple Super Bowls.
Don't worry about it. Oh,
Okay.
okay, that's wrong.
The one
Both-
team
wrong
one
on
team
both
is still-
accounts.
I'm calling Giants Ravens. That's my call.
You are incorrect, and Ravens are way off from there on win percentage.
Yeah,
They're
that
like-
wasn't the team. That wasn't
they're
the
like-
team I'm thinking of with win percentage. The Giants were the mid team.
All right.
Ravens are like second or
And-
fourth or something all time. Both teams wear blue.
Multiple Super Bowls. Colts and freaking. It's not Giants.
I don't think he said it
It
wasn't
is
the Giants. Yeah,
Colts,
it's gotta be
Giants?
The Giants. The
Both
Giants were the
teams-
most T12 winning percentage team ever. Like it was just like, oh, they're mid. Yeah, that's the Giants for sure.
My first thought when it was just record, I'm like Cardinals, Bengals. I don't know, like just
the
teams that are
Giants
just
were the top of my. I was like, they are there. They are
Bengals.
there.
I had circled, and then you said Super Bowls, and I'm like, nope, never mind.
Technically, I could have said Baltimore. Colts could have been correct, kind of technically.
And then
Get out of here.
lastly,
Shut your
obviously,
stupid face.
Just saying.
Both of these teams have been quarterbacked by Mannings, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
there you go.
There was the link.
So
Yeah.
I was excited when I saw that they were tied for all-time win percentage
that's
because
cool.
previously all I had was Manning.
That's
They
cool.
both wear blue, and they both have won multiple Super Bowls. I was like, this one's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
But then I saw they were tied for all-time win percentage, and
That's
I'm like, okay,
awesome. That's
I
so
can-
cool.
I can include
I
this
mean,
and not feel embarrassed about it.
The Colts have been inherently mid since they've done the whole like, hey, let's try Wentz, let's try Rivers, and then
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Okay. I like that. That was fun.
So, are there any pairings out there that you guys feel are more obvious and I should have included in here?
No, I think I want to reiterate because I put these three down before we started.
Let's say
Packers
Vikings,
Steelers was
Browns.
first. It does. It does.
Let me
I
hear the
did Bears.
rationale for that one. How are they similar?
The trophy
just
case
spoke
is
up.
empty. is the big one. Trophy case is empty. Regionally, they're kind of similar. So I guess Lions was right there as well. And I should have thought of that too. But I was trying to think of like some regional similarities. Once I thought of Vikings Browns, I immediately went to the Jets for the Bears because QBs. That was the rationale. Packers Steelers. What do I think of? Tons of titles, stability. Right, like that was like the first thing, and blue collar city, feel like
Blue collar city.
Those two, Packers and
Industrial
Steelers are like
worker mascot.
yeah, like that is a duo that I thought for sure was probably going to be on there. If the Packers,
What other cities in the great states of America would be like, hey, we should name our team after some steel workers or some meat packers? Yeah, that'd be cool.
I feel like Cleveland would have done that if their owner wasn't like, you're naming, that's me. You're going to name it after me.
Right.
I think Cleveland could have done something like that. I feel like.
So the thing with Browns Vikings to me is that, like, even though the Vikings haven't been winning championships, they're still usually a pretty solid team. Whereas the Browns
True.
and the Lions are usually like the suckiest of suck.
This
in the
is
whole
true. They are.
league, year in and out.
I think my thing with Vikings Browns is like there's been actual like postseason heartbreak for them. I feel like the Lions have had very little for people who are like around at this moment, right? The Vikings have had, what year was that? 98, 97? I think 98 was when they went 15-1, right? So they had that.
forget-
They had the Favre throw across, right? Like, obviously they had the miracle, but then the week later, the Eagles just smacked them by 31. They obviously have Super Bowl losses. All right, the Browns had those back-to-back AFC championships. So I thought there was a little bit more of like postseason heartbreak that linked those two.
Sure.
Instead of the Lions. The Lions are like, hey, we're plucky. We won 11-5. We're not winning this game though in January, right? Like the expectations weren't there with them. Maybe that's why.
I forgot to put on here that the Browns and Lions have both gone winless in the modern era.
There's the link right there. Yeah, there's the link.
I forgot that was supposed to be my the
ultimate,
the
kicker.
final super obvious clue, and
Yeah.
I forgot to put it on there.
The only two 0-16. Did the Bucks go 0-14?
Yes.
At one point, I think, right? But not 0. Yeah, but obviously not 0-16.
Correct, yeah.
Those two. Yeah. There you go.
So the question is going to be who's going to be the first 0-17 team, and are they going to make it happen before we go to 18 games?
Yeah.
You would
Titans
think
make a decent case for it this year. I'll tell you
you'd
what.
think Carolina could do it.
Carolina
They're probably
might.
gonna win some game. I feel like people don't remember. Like Carolina beat Houston last year,
Yeah.
which is wild to think about. They beat Houston.
Wasn't that their
a
only
team
win?
who went to the divisional round. Was that their only win?
I think didn't they just get one win last year?
I think they got 2. I feel like I would remember if they went 1-16. But I feel like they won 2 games, perhaps. I don't know. That was
Well,
great.
gents,
Who can know these things?
it's happened again. You've wasted another perfectly good hour listening to us here on Packernet Derailed. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, I want to remind you all, in the words of the late, great future president of the Green Bay Packers, go Pack, go.